Welcome to this week's episode of Financially Speaking. As a local family-built firm, Bushka Retirement Solutions, along with its affiliate companies Bushka Wealth Management and Legacy Tax Solutions, offer one-stop retirement, tax, and legacy planning services to families nearing or already enjoying retirement. Sue Bushka is president of Bushka Retirement Solutions, a retirement planning company helping develop financial, Medicare, and health insurance strategies. Over a decade ago, she partnered with her son, Cole Bruner. Cole, an investment advisor representative that's held to a fiduciary duty, is president of Bushka Wealth Management, a fee-based registered investment advisory firm providing financial planning and investment management for individuals and businesses. Legacy Tax Solutions offers personal and business tax planning and preparation services. Their enrolled agent, Carl Van Setters, is a military veteran with over 10 years of accounting experience and is committed to maximizing your tax credits wherever possible. Over the last several years, Sue and Cole have continued to grow their team of private wealth advisors to meet the increasing demand of retirees seeking guidance. In 2018, Ryan Connor began serving clients at their Eau Claire location. At their Wausau location, Logan Wooler became a part of the team in 2020. And in 2023, Sue's daughter Kaylee Berenson joined the firm. As a family-built firm with offices in Wausau and Eau Claire, their dedicated team of professionals have the experience to provide custom-tailored strategies to help you achieve your long-term financial goals. The next 30 minutes will be filled with retirement information presented by their team in a simple manner that you can understand. So stay tuned because Financially Speaking starts right now.
I'm ready to dive into some questions we got from our viewers about risk tolerance and how that plays a role into their financial plan.
In this episode, I'm going to be talking about FIRE. For those who want to retire well before the typical age of roughly 65, the Financial Independence Retire Early, or FIRE, technique is gaining popularity. Today, Logan and I are going to talk about annuity terms every investor should know.
And now for our weekly question and answer segment.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Today I'm joined by Cole and Kaylee from Bushka Wealth Management and Bushka Retirement Solutions. We're going to be answering some of your questions about planning for retirement. Now, if you'd like to see a question answered on a future segment, please email us at info@retirewithbushka.com. Cole, Kaylee, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to dive into some questions we got from our viewers about risk tolerance and how that plays a role into their financial plan. So I'm going to start with you, Kaylee. How can our audience and our viewers set some really realistic financial goals?
Well, I think we do talk about this a lot, but it really does boil down to your budget and knowing what's coming in and going out. So that way you know what your goals are, what you're working towards. And if you're not where you want to be financially right now, it's okay. Don't get discouraged. I mean, the best thing that you can do is just sit down, write out those goals, and then start to make up strategies on how you get there, either by talking, through family and friends and seeing what they're doing, or sitting down with a financial services professional and just coming up with an overall game plan.
So what strategies, Cole, could our viewers use to stay motivated to achieve those financial goals if they are a little discouraged?
Well, I think setting realistic goals from where you're at right now is a good place to begin. It's easy to set super lofty goals, because of course we always want to get there as fast as we possibly can and solve the problem immediately. But sometimes it does, sometimes we do need those little wins, and so, setting incremental goals that you can then accomplish can kind of lead to further momentum, checking boxes on your to-do list is a very gratifying thing, right? And the faster we can check them off, the better. And although it might mean that we add a few more check boxes to the list, and thereby making the list a little longer. But if those milestones are easier to obtain and then kind of move beyond, I think that those little wins lead to larger wins as we move forward. And so I think being realistic, and sometimes that means kind of taking a step back and taking that bird's eye view at the situation to say, what do I think is realistic to actually be able to accomplish within this period of time, so on and so forth, and really kind of setting that track forward can really be empowering. And certainly, you know, with the help of a financial professional, that can be a little bit easier because they can help you to set realistic and obtainable goals based on what they know about your situation. You know, we might not necessarily know where do we even begin, you know? I know a lot of clients come into us and they're like, we don't even know where to start, you know? So having a professional to help guide you in some of those common areas that they see regularly, like here are a few items that you can do in the shorter term, and we set those shorter term goals, and then we set the midterm goals, and then we set the longer term goals. It's going to be a lot easier to see that kind of that track of reward as we go through and obtain those different various goals, and then set our sights on the longer term ones as we move forward. I think that can be really, really beneficial in kind of maintaining that motivation. I think that's the most important part. You know, I mean, we don't want to hit a goal and then stop. We want to hit a goal and then immediately have our next goal set so we can just continue to follow that path of progression.
But it's probably fair to say, Kaylee, there's going to be some setbacks. Right. How would you recommend that our viewers overcome any financial setbacks they might experience?
Well, I think it's important to just be aware that everybody does have tough times and, you know, everybody does have setbacks. So keeping that in mind, and although it might be hard in the moment when you're, you know, going through that difficult time, but keeping that focus on, you know, the future and the goals that you have set, and remember the plan that you have in place. And so sitting down and talking with somebody and coming up with a plan, whether it's you know, sitting down and doing it yourself, or again, you know, talking through it with a friend. Otherwise, definitely sitting down with a financial services professional and, you know, seeing what those red flags are within the plan. How do we, you know, come back from the setback and just keep moving forward?
And I think having it in writing can really help. There is power in writing things down, you know, and sometimes we think, well, what's the point? You know, I know what I need to do, but sometimes it is the physical crossing off of the item on the list or checking the box or whatever it might be that continues that motivation. Like, oh, I can actually see visibly the goals being accomplished ahead of me. And so I think that even just, you know, whether it be a notebook or an Excel spreadsheet or, you know, some sort of other methodology that works well for you, I think having that thing that you can refer back to when you do hit a roadblock or you do hit a stumbling point can be like, okay, let's regroup, let's get back to the plan, let's get back to the order of list, you know, the list of priorities and things like that, and begin again checking those boxes or crossing those items off the list. I think that even just that mentality of, all right, that's done, you know, we can mentally check it off, but we can also cross it off on the list and we can see we're making progress, we're moving in the right direction.
Progress versus perfection, right?
Absolutely.
So you both talked about working with a financial professional. Cole, can you just talk a little bit more about what role does a financial professional play in helping people achieve their financial goals?
Well, I think it begins with setting the goals. You know, a lot of people don't even know what goals to be setting at this point in time. So it's helping to draft that kind of overall plan. And then accountability, I think, is really important too. A good financial professional isn't going to tell a client what they want to hear. They're going to tell them what they need to hear. And sometimes that's not the most comfortable setting, obviously, but we do it in a way that still helps the client understand that all of these things are achievable. We just need to put the dedication and the motivation into achieving them. And for some people, they might need a little bit of a push, and sometimes we need a handhold or whatever it might be. But that is ultimately what the goal of the financial professional is for, is to help keep you accountable, to help keep you on track, and to be that sounding board for you to go back to when you are feeling frustrated or you're having challenges, for them to help recenter your focus on the things that make the most sense to focus on and really reprioritize what makes the most sense to be spending time on right now.
Well, it sounds like we could get a lot out of meeting with a financial professional, so that's incredible. Thank you both for taking time out of your day,
of course,
to answer our questions and go through this with us. And thank you all for joining us for this segment. We'll be back with more right after this.
Are you ready to take control of your retirement? If you're 59 and a half or have recently changed jobs, it may be time to consider a 401k rollover. With a rollover, you can consolidate your old retirement accounts into a single investment vehicle. Say goodbye to scattered funds and hello to more diversified options. A rollover gives you the freedom to choose from a wider range of options tailored to your unique financial goals. Don't let your retirement savings gather dust. Reach out to speak to one of our advisors today to explore the benefits of a 401k rollover. Are you ready to make your retirement planning more stress-free? I'm Cole Bruner from Bushka Retirement Solutions, Bushka Wealth Management, and Legacy Tax Solutions. Between our three companies, there's a lot we can do to make securing your future easier. By creating a comprehensive retirement plan that incorporates retirement income solutions, investment management, estate planning, tax strategies, as well as health insurance and Medicare planning, you can retire with more confidence and peace of mind. Call us today or go online to schedule your complimentary review.
And now, our Financially Speaking weekly topic segment.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. I'm Kaylee Berenson from Bushka Retirement Solutions and Bushka Wealth Management. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about FIRE. For those who want to retire well before the typical age of roughly 65, the Financial Independence Retire Early, or FIRE, technique is gaining popularity. A Kiplinger article titled How to Retire Early in 6 Steps nicely articulates how the FIRE technique can help you reach your goal of retiring when you want to. The first step is to set a high savings rate. It's pretty logical, really. The more income that you're able to save, the earlier that you can retire. Currently, the average American saves about 4% of their earnings, well below the 10 to 15% that many financial experts recommend. An analysis from T. Rowe Price, cited in the article, notes that nudging your savings toward the higher end of what experts recommend could help you build up to 11 times your pre-retirement income before you turn 65. Those who use the FIRE technique often shoot to save between 50 and 70% of their income, showing us that a serious shift from spending to savings is necessary. Admittedly, this is a tall order, but if you're eager to retire well before the typical age, aggressive savings is essential. Next, you'll want to do all that you can to maximize your income. The article points to an Empower survey that determined Americans consider an annual income of around $94,000 to be the point at which financial independence is possible. The bottom line is that the more that you make, the easier it is to save what you'll need for an early retirement. And once you've made that decision to retire as soon as possible, you may be able to increase your income by working more hours, working an additional part-time job, establishing a side hustle, or seeking a promotion inside or outside of your current place of employment. Your next move when utilizing the FIRE technique is to control your spending as much as possible. In most cases, a high volume of savings is coupled with a reduction in expenses. Sometimes, small things like reducing your number of streaming services or cutting back on dining out may be a significant difference. In other cases, you may need to take a more drastic measure. For example, the article notes that the average American household spends about $70,000 a year, and a third of that is spent on housing. Accordingly, you may want to explore downsizing to a smaller home that will cost you less. This may be a particularly good step if your kids are out of the house or soon will be. To utilize the FIRE technique, you also need to prioritize careful planning. Certainly, the goal of an early retirement will present you with some unique financial planning challenges, one of which is the possibility of outliving your money. Meeting this challenge begins with one basic question: how much do I need to retire when I want to? The article presents the rule of 25 as a potential answer. With this, you estimate your expected annual retirement expenses, and then you multiply that number by 25. For example, if you need $80,000 a year to meet your likely expenses, you'll need to save $2 million, an amount that would permit you to withdraw 4% a year while still maintaining your capital. The final step that you should take with FIRE is simply deciding whether early retirement is right for you. Maybe you have the money and healthcare squared away, but have you considered that how you're going to fill all that time without overspending? Is your spouse on board? How about your kids and grandkids? Having an open and frank discussion with the people closest to you is an essential part of this process. After all, retiring doesn't just affect you, it can significantly impact the entire family. When everybody is on the same page, they know what to expect and how to support you, which can make your transition to retirement go more smoothly. Addressing potential fears and concerns they may have can possibly prevent misunderstandings and resentment from coming up after you have retired. Involving your children and grandchildren in your early retirement plan also offers you a unique opportunity to educate them about financial planning and responsibility. Lastly, it's important to remember that your family's needs may change over time. Discussing your retirement plans with your family can help ensure that they align with your future goals and expectations. If you're thinking about retiring early, and if you're ready for FIRE, contact our office today at retirewithbushka.com or call 715-355-4445. We'll be right back with more of Financially Speaking after this.
Taxes can play a significant role in retirement. After all, they determine how much of your hard-earned savings you get to keep and how much you send to the IRS. But if you're like many savers, you probably don't know the total taxes that you could end up paying. At Bushka Retirement Solutions, we believe information is critical to making informed decisions. So I want to share with you a resource that can help quickly evaluate your potential taxes in retirement. Visit bushkaretirementtaxbill.com to generate your personalized report. And once you've seen your retirement tax bill, let's talk, because there may be ways to improve those numbers.
You've worked hard to save money for retirement, but wouldn't you rather thrive and not just survive your golden years? My newly released book, Golden Rules of Finance for the Golden Years, offers key tips for managing your retirement money and ensuring you have a more complete plan to make your retirement dream a reality. Call 715-355-4445 or visit bushkabook.com to request your complimentary copy today.
And now our Financially Speaking weekly desk segment.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. I'm Kaylee Berenson from Bushka Retirement Solutions and Bushka Wealth Management. Joining me today is Logan Muller. Today, Logan and I are going to talk about annuity terms every investor should know.
That's right. In fact, that's the title of the Bank Rate article we'll be talking about today, titled Annuity Terms Everyone Should Know.
So grab a notebook, viewers, and write these down, because there will be a quiz at the end.
Really?
No, I'm kidding around.
Darn, it might be fun to do a quiz, but I guess we will just have to quiz each other.
Indeed. So Logan, why don't you explain to our viewers what an annuity is?
I'm happy to. An annuity is a contract you make with an insurance company. You can agree to pay a lump sum to the insurance company or make several smaller payments over time, and in turn, the insurance company agrees to pay you a regular income.
Is that for a fixed period, or do the payouts continue to as long as you live?
Both options are available.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next term on the list. Logan, what is an annuitant?
An annuitant is a person who receives payments from an annuity. If you purchase an annuity, you are the annuitant.
So if I'm looking over a contract and I see the word annuitant, I know that it's talking about me?
That's right. And that's a good point, Kaylee. You may want to be sure to read your contracts thoroughly before you finalize any agreement.
I agree. Understanding what you're signing before you sign it.
So, what's next on the list here?
Accumulation phase. What does that mean?
The accumulation phase begins when you start making payments to the insurance company. The insurance company will invest the payments so that they grow over time. What's next?
The next annuity term investors should know is annuity contract.
That one is pretty straightforward. The annuity contract is a legal document containing the terms of your agreement with the insurance company. It includes the payout schedule as well as surrender fees and other costs that might be associated with your policy.
All right, Logan, what is the annuitization phase?
When the insurance company starts making payments, you're in the annuitization phase. The insurance company takes the accumulated value of the annuity and converts it into a guaranteed income stream.
Can you withdraw money from an annuity contract after annuitization begins?
Not easily. It can be very difficult, and in some cases, it is impossible. If you need more liquidity, talk to your financial services professional before choosing an annuity.
Annuities are great, but they may not be best for everybody.
That's right.
So what about the term death benefit? I'm sure our audience has an idea of what that means, but what does it mean in the context of annuities?
Death benefits are lump sum payments to beneficiaries. When the annuitant passes away before collecting all of the payments, a death benefit is often available.
Next, what is a deferred annuity?
A deferred annuity is a good option if you want to delay taking payments until you need them. With a deferred annuity, you don't start taking payments until a future date down the road.
Well, next question, what is the distribution phase?
The distribution phase is the term for when you start receiving income from that annuity.
And what's a fixed annuity?
A fixed annuity pays a guaranteed rate of return. It's similar to a certificate of deposit, or CD. The payments you get will be the same every month. In general, fixed annuities pose less risk, so they may be a good option for folks who are more risk averse but still want to benefit of an annuity.
The next term on the list is indexed annuities.
An indexed annuity will give you a return based on a market index. Indexed annuities provide principal protection and sometimes offer a guaranteed minimum interest rate, while also offering bigger growth potential.
So it can fluctuate with the market?
That's right.
Well, next, tell our viewers what a guarantee association is.
That is an important one. A guarantee associations are state-mandated organizations that protect policyholders if and when an insurance company becomes insolvent. It's a safety net for policyholders that helps them receive compensation for their claims even if the insurance company goes out of business.
Well, that is important because many people worry about that. They may think, if I give my money to this company and it goes under, then I will have lost all of my money and I won't get that guaranteed income I was supposed to get. That can be a very scary thought for some people, so knowing that the Guarantee Association has their back can make people feel more comfortable when choosing an annuity.
I agree with that, Kaylee.
So how are guarantee associations funded?
The insurance companies pay a tax which funds the guaranteed associations.
Moving on, what is a guaranteed minimum income benefit?
GMIBs are riders that guarantee a minimum income payment even if investments don't do well.
So if your annuity is indexed to the S&P 500 and the S&P 500 drops, you'll still get a minimum payment?
That's right.
Well, that's good to know. Next, what is an immediate annuity?
With an immediate annuity, you can start collecting payments within 12 months or less after buying it. To find a contract for an immediate annuity, you'll have to pay a large lump sum up front. Retirees who want to start collecting income right away often choose this option.
What about a joint and survivor annuity?
This is an option that couples may want to look into. Joint and survivor annuities provide income payments during the life of the annuitant. When the annuitant passes away, then the surviving spouse can claim a smaller payment.
And what about the longevity of an annuity?
If you're concerned about outliving your savings, a longevity annuity can help. Longevity annuities are deferred annuities that provide guaranteed income streams starting at a specific future date.
So if I'm worried about running out of money when I'm 85, I can have a longevity annuity that kicks in on my 85th birthday, and I'll have an income stream for the rest of my days.
That's the idea.
Well, now tell our viewers about a multi-year guaranteed annuity.
Yes, a multi-year guaranteed annuity, or MYGA for short, is a different kind of fixed annuity. MYGAs offer guaranteed interest rates over a defined time period, which is usually 5 to 10 years.
So if you take your money out of your MYGA before the end of that 5 or 10 year period, would you face a penalty?
In all likelihood, yes.
Well, moving on, what are participation rates?
Yes, many indexed annuity contracts have participation rates which determine the percentage of the index growth that gets credited to your account. The Bankrate article gives this example. If the participation rate is 70% and the index increases by 10%, the annuity will earn 7%.
So you get some benefit from market gains, but not all of it.
That's exactly right, Kaylee.
Do some annuities have higher participation rates?
Absolutely. Investopedia's article about annuities says that participation rates can be as high as 100%, so you'll get all of that gain.
Well, it looks like we're running short on time here, so let's do a few more things before we sign off. What is a surrender charge?
If you cash in your annuity, you'll pay a surrender charge.
How much is a surrender charge?
Well, a surrender charge changes and varies quite a bit between insurance companies and can change over time.
So if I'm somebody who might need to cash in my annuity before the distribution phase kicks in, I might not want an annuity.
That could be true, yes.
But how do I know if I'm that someone?
Well, a financial services professional can help you determine whether an annuity is a good choice for you and also help you decide which type of an annuity is best for you.
And with that, we're out of time. If you have questions about annuities, contact our office today at retirewithbushka.com or call 715-355-4445. We'll be right back with more Financially Speaking after this.
Are you ready to take control of your retirement? If you're 59 and a half or have recently changed jobs, it may be time to consider a 401k rollover. With a rollover, you can consolidate your old retirement accounts into a single investment vehicle. Say goodbye to scattered funds and hello to more diversified options. A rollover gives you the freedom to choose from a wider range of options tailored to your unique financial goals. Don't let your retirement savings gather dust. Reach out to speak to one of our advisors today to explore the benefits of a 401k rollover. Are you ready to make your retirement planning more stress-free? I'm Cole Bruner from Bushka Retirement Solutions, Bushka Wealth Management, and Legacy Tax Solutions. Between our three companies, there's a lot we can do to make securing your future easier. By creating a comprehensive retirement plan that incorporates retirement income solutions, investment management, estate planning, tax strategies, as well as health insurance and Medicare planning, you can retire with more confidence and peace of mind. Call us today or go online to schedule your complimentary review.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Financially Speaking. We're glad you were able to join us today, and we hope you learned some useful retirement tips along the way.
On today's show, we covered a number of important topics, and hopefully we did so in a manner that was easy for you to understand. This is the same way that we communicate to our clients when we meet with them in person. Remember, with the help of the right financial services professional, you can create a quality retirement, and our team is here to help. Right now may be a great time to get a second opinion on your retirement plan. Call us at 715-355-4445 or go to retirewithbushka.com to continue retirement education, catch up on previous episodes of our TV and radio show, or schedule your complimentary, no-obligation consultation.
If you have any questions or comments about today's show, call us at 715-355-4445 or feel free to send us an email at info@retirewithbushka.com. Join us next week at the same time and same place for another episode of Financially Speaking.